Let me know if you see me. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
There we go.
Is it working now?
It's up.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems to be coming up.
Huzzah! Sorry,
There we go.
I ended the stream and turned it back on so my internet could get a chance to cooperate. So, like I was saying, if you're watching the second half on YouTube, we rejoin our heroes after they were investigating the disappearance of Nick. Their inquiry took them to a cemetery in Lantern Hill where they found Nick's ring, along with signs of a struggle. Lantern Jack and the cameras at the Good Morning coffee shop let them know that a dastardly individual known as Hexenhammer grabbed a hold of Nick and took off like a bat out of hell. The heroes reached out to Jason to check and track the goings of this motorcycle, which led them to Ferroburg, where they have come, seeking one Tobias Faulkner, who appears to be the person that is being possessed by the spirit of Hexenhammer at the moment. Our heroes did some investigating around town, and we rejoin them as they come to compare notes and decide their way forward outside the Mother's Mercy Cathedral. I'll hand it over to you, heroes, as you all come back together.
Okay, so yeah, there's a summoning circle inside the tool shed. Seems like maybe where this all happened, but that means somebody specifically called for this specific. It means someone specifically called for this Hexenhammer.
Well, there's some sort of pentagon thing in this man's room as well. I don't know what that's about.
Did he have purposely done this to himself? Seems like he's been away from his job for some time, about a week or so. I don't know. Does that line up with how old the circle seems to be, or the whatever else is in his room?
I can't tell how long the circle's been here.
Everything in his house seems like it hasn't been touched in a while. It looked like there might have been a computer on a desk that was recently taken, but other than that, everything looks pretty dusty and not, seen in a while.
You didn't see the computer in the video, so it's another thing to look out for. Can we take a look at that circle or these sketches or whatever that he's made? See if we can piece together if he was doing this on purpose.
Yeah, it's over in the tool shed. And we could either wait till the service finishes or do it now, I suppose, if they're kind of preoccupied. That is really loud.
Yeah, it made it really easy to sneak around. I'd say we take advantage of that while we can.
Okay. So head over to the tool shed and let the magic people, it's not me this time, do their
What?
magic.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with this, but sure.
I'm the magic people?
You are now. Welcome to the club.
You best start believing in magic stories.
You're
You're in one.
I'm gonna kind of keep an eye towards the church, just to see if I see anything odd, and check around with my soul sight.
Cool. With your soul sight, go ahead and please give me a perception check.
Oh, I got 11.
Oof.
And you updated your perception.
I bought a couple ranks in it. Yeah, I did.
As you're sort of looking around, you also get the information that Overdrive brought up, with just an abundance of uneasy spirits about. As you're sort of taking it all in, it's a little overwhelming. You can't get a whole lot of specific information, but there are quite a few ghosts around this area, and they all seem perturbed. Now, what you do with that information, what you will.
How much longer do I think they have in the service?
You think it'll probably wrap up in the next 10-15 minutes, and people will start filing out. As for the circle, all the magic people who are looking at the circle, give me a perception check.
Is perception a brain thing?
Perception is an eyeball thing, so I will say that it's your new character's perception.
I'm sorry, you kind of cut out a little bit. Who's doing that?
Whoever is looking at the circle.
That has the magic.
All right.
Probably.
I currently have the magic, and I'm looking at it. Are you? You mean it's even possible?
Ooh.
Oh. Well, my dice
Yeah.
are clearly into the role playing aspect of that. I suck at being resonant because holy.
One of us should probably do well on this.
Yeah, I will spend. I will spend a
dropped
hero
it.
point because I'm thinking that was not good. Let's do that again.
That seems.
God.
10 would be bumped up to 20, right?
Would be.
Aha! Rolled the exact same thing, but thank God for hero point rerolls. I got 10 to that.
Oh wow.
You both got 28.
Ugh.
So, with both of you rolling a 28, as you're looking at the circle, this circle does appear to be, magically speaking, about a week old.
Which that is before his attack, yes.
Yes.
So this could be what brought him here to do the deeds.
His investigations might have started in his home.
But he came here and then beat feet for Freedom City.
I don't understand why he would leave here, travel all the way there to kidnap Nick and bring him back here.
And just to clarify, Nick's abduction was earlier today. From your guys' investigation.
Sorry, it's been a long time in real life, so.
Yes. Yeah. Nick's abduction was about 5 hours ago.
I mean, I'm not a detective even in this body, but I'm thinking maybe it's somebody like this is a Mortis ghost of Christmas past coming back to haunt you kind of thing, like further evidence of that. Did that sound detective-y? I'll look at Bowman's body first, and then wherever Bowman's actually at. Do you have the tape name tag still on? Okay.
I don't know where this Bowman Are We Good Detectives bit came from, but I love it.
I'm used to running fast and punching things. I mean, this magic and sensing people's emotions, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, solving mysteries
I'm
is about
gender
the same.
swapped. I'm power swapped. Like, I am a mess right now.
I'm confused.
I just want to curl up on the couch and eat some ice cream. I don't even know.
With all that emotion sense going on.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like Rocky Road and stuff. Like, yeah.
Century, are you okay?
Right. There maybe someone specifically made Nick a target for this guy.
It doesn't seem like his modus operandi.
I mean, we're picking up on weird ghost energy around here. He certainly has plenty to choose from if that's all he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, even I'm picking up on that. Speaking of that, I'm just would like to, as they're still investigating and Hexen's not showing any sense of being here at the moment, and the service is still going on, I want to fly up above the church and just kind of try to get a lay of the land. I figure between my knowledge of Ferroburg and my magic skill, maybe I can, or crossroads skill, whichever would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Try to figure out. It almost seems like someone's punched a hole between here and the crossroads, across the whole city, though.
It does kind of feel like that. Give me a crossroads check.
I think we should have a song for this moment, like a montage.
31.
So Mortis, with your 31 in expertise crossroads, you fly up, you sort of survey the city of Ferroburg, the big smog-ridden, horrible hellhole that it is beneath you. And you reach out with your knowledge and with your soul sight, and you can tell that there do appear to be deep magical veins running through Ferroburg, almost in the configuration of the soul vault. Not all of the pieces are in place yet. It looks like somebody has taken the effort to begin rerouting the spiritual energy of the city to create a massive soul vault. It looks like, from what you could tell with your expertise at the crossroads and the whereabouts of what they have done so far, it looks like they haven't gotten very far in their plan, but it looks like you could definitely tell that that is what somebody is trying to do. The spiritual activity across the city is off the charts. You can see ghosts pretty much almost manifesting enough that everybody other than you can see them as well. They're sort of moving about the city in a dazed and a confused state. There's a couple of spirits that are pulling pranks on people across town, pulling chairs out from underneath them, putting their car in neutral when they walk away from it, sort of things like that. Just causing general mischief. You do see the only place that is conspicuously absent of spiritual energy appears to be in the direction of Tobias Faulkner's apartment.
I will return to the group and share what I have discovered. And I didn't pick up on any of Una's hand in any of this, did I?
Oddly, no.
Great, this is just all me.
Yeah, it almost... Actually, now that you mention it, it almost feels like this is the first time in weeks that you have not sensed Una's magical presence around you in some small way. Like this is a dead zone in Una's multiversal mischief.
Someone's trying to build a Gozer the Gazarian type scenario here, and Una's not involved, team.
Well, that's at least a good thing, right? I mean, not the... What did you call it? Scenario?
Gozer the Gazarian.
Oh,
No.
right, okay. But if Una's not involved, that's good. Just got to figure out what else is causing this then. Any chance that there's a stronger point of where the soul restlessness is? Maybe we should head there.
I sense the lack of a better term, dead spot in the dead energy, which came over from some rundown apartment complex not far from here. Based on what Centuria said, it seemed like that was the direction of the host's former apartment. So,
Should we go there then? If we've figured out everything we can from here?
well, I think we might have to have a little chat with the bishop. I just don't want to do it while he's in a congregation full of.
Okay.
So, do you want to wait until he's finished? Maybe some of us can check out the apartment. It'll help establish our timeline at least.
Yeah, if you want, I definitely want to have words with the bishop, especially after how Centuria described the poor groundskeeper's apartment, and the fact that the church seems to be doing well enough that they can be paying him a little bit better.
Hmm.
Okay.
Funny that.
I'd offer to stick with you, but it might be confusing.
I can stay.
I don't know if Fletch Beaumont the third being here is going to cause a bit of a stir, but
I wasn't gonna stand out in the open with him.
And,
Okay.
With you.
and currently it's Bowman. So
oh, you're going as
I mean,
Bowman. That might also cause. Well, just stay out of sight. Just use the muscle memory. You'll figure it out.
Right.
The suit itself is pretty stealthy. Just stick to the shadows, all that sort of thing.
Push the chest button and get another action figure.
Arctic camo Bowman. Forest camo Bowman. Urban camo Bowman.
Just keep cycling. If you go past it, you have to keep
sells-
pressing it again.
It sells all the action figures.
Ferroburg Bowman. Why does this bow have bows?
He just pulls out a vape and covers himself in a cloud of smoke.
Does that make me jaded? Like, I enjoyed the new Spider-Man movie, but I'm thinking, man, we are marketing a whole lot of different action figure costumes. Like, there are like 47 spider suits in this movie.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
Okay, so apartment team and church team.
Church team.
So who's on the apartment team?
Bo Mortis.
I'm assuming I'm taking them to the apartment. So
And Reza Drive, are you staying with Bowman and Mortis, or are you going with Bowman and Century?
Yeah, I don't know. Where do you need me to badly sense magic the most, though?
Probably the apartment.
Okay. Let's
I
not go
guess.
there then.
I don't know.
Could you try to feel a little less? I'm just asking for a friend when this is Resonance Body again. Like, can you all just dial it down, the emotions? Because I'm really stressing out over here.
So
Just
So
stop
over-
feeling.
so
Maybe we could get a drink. Maybe we can stop at a bar on the way to the apartment. Like, I don't know. Like, too many feelings.
Just to be clear, Kevin, you're getting waves of anger and waves of panic off of Derek. So
Angry sad, angry sad, angry sad, angry sad, angry sad, angry sad, angry sad.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
emotion is. I need to treat my sidekick better, but
Guilt.
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 There, I went with
Pack
that
your
one.
bags. You're going on a guilt trip.
right down the street from Ferroburg is Guiltburg.
Dave, Resonant and Bowman's Body will come up and grab your hand and give you a squeeze and say, "I know it's a lot. I'm sorry.
You do this all the time. How do
Yeah.
you do this all the time? I'm so sorry.
I've had
I'm
a
so sorry.
Why do you think I'm always asking why you guys are not okay?
I kind of get why you left. Like, seriously, like this is a lot.
I didn't leave because of this.
You didn't? I mean, I would understand if you did. Like, this is a lot.
I can tell you a couple of things you can do to maybe quell it a little bit, but I can't teach you to how to stop it now.
Yeah. Well, maybe we rescue Nick and then we can all go back to our own bodies and just not have to worry about training. This isn't going to last a long time, is it? Oh, God, tell me we're not going to be stuck in these bodies. Like, no offense. It's a nice body and all, but, like, this isn't where I belong. This isn't where I belong.
Yeah, I know. It'll be okay.
Okay. Thanks, Gemma.
And
Of course, that's Gemma talking from
Bowman's Body.
Boma's body. This is so confusing.
Thanks, Gemma. You're welcome, Gemma.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's going. I mean, thanks, Gemma. Oh, you're not doing the voice? Oh, come on.
Not doing the voice.
That's the weirdest part. It's not Bowman is not growling at everybody.
I never growl at anybody.
You just did from the mortis body.
Oh man. So yeah,
I'm gonna
so,
blame it on the emotion reading. But anyway.
We're gonna be in Ferroburg for a while, everybody. Buckle
Shut
up.
up! Shut up! Let's go back to the idiot box.
You keep saying that. Eventually,
No,
it's gonna
I
happen.
don't. That's the first time I've said it. Because usually I'm like, oh hell no.
I want to go back.
Yeah, so when the others leave, Gemma's gonna use the grapple arrow to get on top of the church to get a better vantage point.
To get a better
this is
cover image.
Yeah.
Bowman on the cathedral with the gargoyles with the lightning flashing in the background.
Standing
When did
there.
it start raining?
Wow.
It's just it's heat lightning.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that way if Derek wants to approach the bishop alone, he's got cover.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on going in and doing the full on poltergeist maneuver. But as Gemma's up on the roof, I will give her kind of a brief overview of Ferroburg. You know, slums are that way, and that way.
That's
Yeah.
3 out of the 4 cardinal directions.
Mountains are that way.
Welcome to Ferroburg. And just kind of like point out some of the areas that, you know, the hot spots and stuff I know real quick.
And you want me to? Are you slipping inside, or are you doing this outside?
I figure I'll do it inside.
Okay, let me see if there's a way to get inside from here, so I can cover you.
Bows in it, you can find a way in near the bell tower.
Okay.
Because we need to move the cover image to in the bell tower for the next issue.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
That's what I'm
Daredevil
doing.
is very happy.
Here's a Bowman in your belfry.
But yeah, Resident, you get a bird's eye view of everything. Mortis, as you do start to notice the parishioners are exiting the church at this point. There's a couple of people sticking around to talk to the bishop, but after 20 or 30 minutes, everybody is cleared out and they're beginning to turn off the lights and shut down the church.
At this point, it should probably be just the bishop and maybe a couple of the altar boys or something, right?
There is one parishioner who is coming out. How visible are you?
At this point, I'm floating up in the air right now near the front of the church, near the steeple,
Okay.
kind of in the shadows.
You do recognize the last parishioner to leave is somebody you have a history with. His name is Detective Tanner. And he is somebody who has booked you in the past and has given you a hard time in the past. He's sort of an anti-superhero cop on the Ferroburg police force. Sort of a little pudgy, dressed in a tan trench coat. He's got a hat on. Chewing on a cigar a little bit with a scowl on his face. And he looks like he just got information that he is either not believing or not happy with. And he's making his way to his car.
Resonant, over the microphone, over the comms, Resonant, heads up, I'll point out Detective Tanner to her. He's kind of on the anti-meta task force. I had a couple run-ins in the past. The fact that he was at this church is kind of suspect.
Okay.
Do you have a tracker arrow or anything?
Probably.
The spy arrow.
What do you? Oh, I should tag his car.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
I thought you were going
Okay.
to tag him with the tracking arrow. Like,
Oh, God.
must have been the wind.
Tag! Tag you right unconscious.
You said spy arrow.
Yeah, it has a list of features.
I see. Okay, so I don't know if it's in the shots, but it's
It might not be in the like attacks thing, but it should be in
it's
the
equipment or the
powers list.
towers list. Okay.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea for Andy and Calvin to send their PDFs to the respective player.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Since especially since a lot of my stuff didn't come over for Kevin.
Well, I know a lot of Overdrive's stuff. I mean, only his attacks are really there. Like a lot of the powers aren't.
Everybody
Yeah.
share a
Format that's
PDF
readable.
over the week. I should have thought about that.
But on the other hand, like
Yeah, there it is.
we really don't know what we're doing, so that makes it easier to roleplay.
Yeah, this is more.
It's like, oh, I must pretend to not know how to do this stuff. No, I don't. This is all natural.
Okay, so yeah, when I notice which car the detective's getting in, I will go ahead and try to attach a spy arrow to it. I'm assuming I just make a peerless shot. Check, Alex.
Yep.
Okie doke. That's another 28 to hit the vehicle.
Awesome. You definitely hit. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay. And since this is a Bowman shot, this would be Bowman's bodies
Stealth.
stealth.
Yes.
That's a 30.
Okay. Unlike the Arctic Fox, he does not notice. So you ping the tracker arrow on there, and he begins to drive away without incident. Mortis, everybody other than the altar boys is left at this point.
At that point, I'm going to.
And I guess the altar boys' parents also.
That's fine. I'm going to float in through the wall, and as I do it, I'm going to use my ghostly powers to. I have to move object with my ghostly hands. Basically, I'm going to slam the door shut and do a big entrance.
Beautiful. He is in the sanctuary, so you come in, you slam the door shut, you cause darkness to fall across the church space. And
forgive me, Father, but someone has sinned.
Oh, it's an 80s action movie all over again. Yeah.
This is why I was an Iron Age character before I joined the team.
Remember when I said I would kill you last? I lied.
Yeah. He clutches his chest and turns away from you. What can I do for you, spirit?
I'm tracking a wayward spirit of my own. And he has been on these grounds. I'm sure you know who I speak. He wields the hammer.
What are you talking about?
With that, I'm going to crank up the bleed over from the crossroads a little bit into this area. So things creak, shadows get longer.
Blood begins to drip from the Virgin Mary's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're the only ghost I've seen ever.
He refers to himself as the Hexenhammer. He was summoned on the grounds of this very church out in the tool shed.
Is that what happened in the tool shed?
He currently lays claim to your groundskeeper's body.
Former groundskeeper. He hasn't shown up for work in a week. We had to let him go.
Well, maybe if you paid him better. Oh, sorry. It seems that he is a victim of this ghostly intrusion.
Look, Tobias is weird, okay? Whatever Tobias got into is on him. It's not on me. He's backing away from you quickly.
I will pull it back a little bit if I can.
Floorboards do that accordion thing and like walk him back towards you as he's trying to walk backwards.
Well, just to pull back the powers a little bit, and make it like tone it down a little bit.
You know the type, the weird religious type who like has to force their way on into working in a church and isn't really qualified for it and not willing to make the proper sacrifices.
Versus the kind that pays ill-gotten gains to be appointed as bishop.
It's the best job I ever had. Look, man, there's not a lot of opportunity here in Ferroburg, and like if I can tell a couple people what they want to hear and they pay me for it, it's cool with me.
The church is here to help these people, not to take advantage of them.
Is this your first time at Ferroburg? Everything's here to take advantage of people.
Wow.
I'm gonna fly a little closer to him. Do I look that naive?
No, you look like the ghost of future yet to come.
Remember that when you decide how much is given back to the community from what you take in.
You're not with that cop, are you? He's looking into Tobias too. Maybe you should go talk to him.
And what did the good detective have to ask you?
Just the last time I saw Tobias and if I had a forwarding address for him. I haven't seen him in a week. And I wasn't here. I wasn't here whenever what happened in the tool shed happened in the tool shed. I got an alibi. I got a receipt. And he'll say, if you want to go to my office, I'll get it for you.
Remember, your Lord is not the only one watching you. Treat your parishioners better. Greed is one of the great sins. Do you not recall that?
I mean, I read it in the book. I guess I... Is hell real?
Very. Would you like to visit it?
No, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't here last week. I don't know where Tobias is. If you need to ask around, I was at Daisy Duke's. Down on 24th. We cool?
If you see or hear anything, reach out to the detective immediately.
Yeah, he gave me a business card. You want me to call him and not you? You have cell
Yes.
phones in the underworld?
And with that, I will just not answer his question and fly up and through the roof.
Through intangibly or through the roof?
Through the roof intangibly.
Oh, okay.
I will ghost out.
And he is going to go and drink a large bottle of communion wine. Meanwhile, across town at Tobias's apartment, Mortman, Reza Drive, and Overture have arrived to investigate.
So, trying to discern, partially wanted to figure out a timeline for this investigation. Also, trying to see, I don't know. Is this just like a smaller sketch of the larger effect that's over the whole city?
Give me an expertise crossroads check.
I can try.
I'm going to give you a penalty, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Oh!
That
So that's
I
because
can
you're
try
gonna
very
roll a
hard.
nat 20 and blow his little planet out of the water.
Oh, absolutely. Here comes the incredibly high roll of 17.
4 on the die.
um,
There is a table hero point still if anybody wants to spend it.
There you go. It's 9:20. Grab it
Okay.
and go.
I'll probably take it. I'll save my last one because I don't want this Mortis body to die because I have no idea what'll happen. So I'll save that in case I need it.
Bowman forgets
Let's-
half of his life.
Gee, swing
Wow.
again.
Not a contiguous half, just like weird
course not.
events.
Just random dots. Who's 7? Um,
Oh no!
that would be a 33. The hero
33.
point.
Perfect. Hey, that's a nat 20 after some work.
Well, it's a 20.
Yeah. It's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Oh, wow.
33.
Did I learn of that term in Ohio at your bachelor party? Is that where I first heard that?
Yes, I think so.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, we played Eminem at my bachelor party because we're super cool.
Of course you did.
Yeah. But
Not
we
only
had
did
the-
not only did we play, he ran it.
Yeah.
but there was alcohol
I
involved,
see.
so it was kind of like a bachelor party.
Mm-hmm. I GM drunk. It was great. So the with the 33 with the penalty I've applied, Bowman, you're not sure if Mortis just has like ghost muscle memory or not, but you get flooded with the image of this is definitely the same configuration as what somebody is intending to do with the house, with the city. Please give me an investigation check, Bowman.
Whose investigation do I use? Bow investigation?
Bowman's.
Okay.
Bow investigation.
There we go. That's how you bow investigate. 32.
Oh, good. I
Yeah,
pulled out my
really.
Sherlock Holmes arrow.
My magnifying glass.
The magnifying glass on the end of an arrow. Yeah.
With a deer stacker cap instead of feathers on the end. So you're investigating around with a 32. You're putting together some pieces that Centuria did not. Within the scribblings themselves, you get the impression that these scribblings are not Tobias's intention. You get the impression that they are a symptom of his psychosis. It looks like something you would expect to find almost in a dream journal from one of your typical villains, who's usually a little more mentally unstable and a little less powerful than everybody else's villains.
Sure.
In traditional Batman fashion. You get the theater kids, everybody else gets the science kids. You think that Tobias was trying to make sense of some of the images that were flooding his mind, and he had taken to scribbling out these things upon waking, and then sort of fervently attaching them to the walls in different locations. And you keep catching a motif hidden in the images hidden in the background of some of the images of this glass house. As you're looking through, it looks like the house is designed to be this large glass cube full of rotating gears and cogs. Andy, you can't tell me Mad Hatter's not a theater kid.
He's both. He's both.
And Scarecrow.
They're both because of what they do.
But this glass house motif keeps appearing in the background of some of the images. You're not sure about a location exactly, but the further along in his madness he gets, the more prominent that glass house becomes in the scribblings.
So these seem to be from before the circle, obviously.
Yes. You do think building a timeline that whatever was going on here, these pictures have been... You think he's been putting these up in his apartment over the last 2 or 3 months?
And is there anything here that seems like to indicate like anything related to Nick at all, or to Mortis, or to Freedom City in general?
Mm-mm. You do notice that the dead animals seem to have different rates of decay leading back to 3 months.
Okay. What does it all mean, he wonders? And this house, do I recognize it as any sort of magic thing or thing I might have? I don't know.
This is
Just-
new to you.
Glass house. So yeah, I mean,
It's new to
definitely
Mortis's brain too.
Oh, okay. Well, he was going to mention over the comms anyway, in case anyone pinged anything about that. Maybe a location. Maybe there's a location in the city that looks like this. Do I see anything that is similar to the circle that he drew? Then, like, did he get the idea for the circle from the dreams?
You do get that impression. You do see a couple of different images of circles and a couple of different images of hammers and fire.
Okay. So whatever dreams he was having, it drew him to Hex and Hammer. It also drew him to crafting the layout for whatever massive soul vault is over the city right now.
Possibly. You're not sure if... As best you can tell, it seems like Hex and Hammer's plan is to open this soul vault. Based on the information that you have been given.
And he's doing it through this guy.
Yes. You also got a nat 20 on your investigation, so you do know that the displaced space appears to be a computer that was taken within the last couple of days.
After the possession.
Yes, after the possession, but before the abduction. You also find his motorcycle license and insurance for the motorcycle that was taken.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, again, just relays all that information, and I don't know what it means.
Yep, you do put together with your nat 20 in investigation that the police tape was undisturbed when you got here. So whoever took the computer either came in through a window like Centuria did, or they came in and took it before the police tape went up. Or they took it and then they reapplied police tape because they're a police officer.
The butler did it. Okay, so yeah, just communicating all of that with everyone. Seems he's been at this for a while. I don't entirely know what it all means. If we could figure out what this house is, maybe that would give us a location. Or if we can track this computer, maybe it had some sort of location tracking on it.
You could have a Find My iPhone for a...
Find my
hero point.
iMac.
Find your iMac for your hero point. Would you like to phone a friend?
Yeah, we could use some clues. I'll go for it.
Okay. So you call out to Jason.
Well,
as Mortis, because Bowman's body is not here. You can call out to Jason with Mortis's body if you wish.
sure. Let's see how this goes. So he will do just that. He will call to Jason and say, in his voice, I guess, still. I was like, what do I sound like? I guess I sound like how he always sounds.
Gravelly Mortis.
Yeah, Gravelly Mortis. Bull, this is Mortis. I need you to run a trace on a computer.
You got laryngitis, Mortis?
No, it's this Ferroburg air.
Oh, wow.
Good cover. Yeah, I can run a trace on a computer for you. Is it for that Faulkner guy you guys are investigating?
Actually, yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I can give me just a minute.
Okay. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
And the universe collapses.
This is going swimmingly.
I found that computer. It's at the 23rd precinct in Ferroburg. Looks like it's in police custody.
Great. I don't know how to deal with being in a different body. Okay, we will look into that. Thanks.
Yeah, cool. If you see Bowman, tell him I did not eat all of his Hot Pockets.
You what?
Tell him I did not eat all of his Hot Pockets.
Is that did not as in you actually didn't, or did not as in that's what you want me to say?
They were gone when I got here.
I don't think that's true.
Tell
I have
him,
no way of knowing.
Tell him Subterran's broken.
That, yeah, I will let him know.
Okay, bye.
Yep. Watch out for those Subterrans.
They love Hot Pockets in Subterran.
Wow. Well, of course they do.
They're essentially in Earth's Hot Pocket.
Hot pockets.
Does that make them cannibals? I don't know.
It's bread on top, bread on the bottom, and they're the filling in the middle. Geology. Brought to you by the Untold Stories Project.
Now we're an educational show.
Mm-hmm.
I have the feeling Jason probably knows exactly what's going on somehow. So
Sophie told him.
No.
He keeps texting Sophie. He's trying to move in.
She's not even here. Or no, she wouldn't be here.
I'm
Nope.
texting the right side of Una's face.
It's the only side of her face that knows how to use a cell phone.
Kevin and Kat, is there anything you guys are looking to do while you're hanging out?
Wow. Probably trying to figure out if there's a way to do something about the emotions that I'm sensing for the first time from Centuria.
That feels like a role-playing opportunity.
Like, holy.
Dave finally feels what Centuria feels.
He's like, oh shit. Centuria's not doing anything because Centuria's just letting Bowman do everything. She's acting as the boss right now.
Acting as the boss.
Is this
And of
how
course,
Overdrive
because I'm
feels all
looking-
the time?
Because I'm looking at myself with Centuria inside, like, this is extra weird for me. Like, so there's lots of side eye going on while we're waiting for Bowman to solve things. Like,
Centuria is her own Dave action figure now.
I imagine that the emotions are even worse because she's inside of Dave's body.
Just realizing that every conversation takes 35 years to hear out from other people who don't move as fast as Dave.
She's like, how did he deal with being married to me for that long?
I talk a lot. Awesome. Well, Bowman, you've acquired that information. Everybody else, you've spoken with the bishop. Is there anything else you guys are looking to do?
When Mortis comes up onto the roof, Resonant will follow him up and kind of sit on the edge of the bell tower and go, so what now? Do we follow the officer?
I'll try to grab the others and meet it with the good detective before.
Yeah, because I'm not moving anywhere anytime. I'm not moving I'm not moving anywhere fast without Centuria.
Eh.
All aboard?
Oh boy, here we go again.
Look, so Bowman and team, did you find anything useful?
Few things.
Yeah. A universe of insight. It's been amazing.
Yeah, no, he will communicate the information, the scribblings, the timeline of them, how they seem like they're from a dream. The glass house, the cube-shaped house with the gears and the cogs, and that the computer was taken a couple days ago with the police tape undisturbed, and it's at the 23rd precinct.
So yeah. I look over to Resident. Is the good detective heading back to the precinct, or is he heading someplace else?
Resident, he is heading in the direction of the precinct.
Looks like he's heading back to the station.
Well, I might have a lead on how we can find out about that laptop or computer, but yeah, I'd like to intercept the good detective before he gets to the precinct. If over Centuria, if one of you can speed us over there, that would be great.
I got you. Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
You're getting better at this.
Because it's zoom, zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
But if it's actually zoom, we're all in trouble.
Ah!
So, my hope is that we can find a nice, quiet street to make our presence known before the good detective gets the precinct.
Sure. All right. So you.
And just as a heads up, everyone, the good detective has a history with me and isn't hugely. He's not a member of Team Mortis, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
He would not buy a Mortis action figure.
How do you think he'll react to seeing two of you?
He definitely would not buy a Deathgate action figure.
So you guys find a nice, quiet place near the precinct. You do see the car park in the parking lot. You see the detective get out. He takes the cigar and throws it on the ground, snuffs it, and he pulls his coat around tight and begins making his way towards the police building.
Resident will look at Bowman. Maybe you should stay hidden so it doesn't get exceedingly strange.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to get to a higher vantage just in case, and just keep an eye on things.
Okay.
I'm going to start walking over towards the detective, and as I do, I'm going to let the crossroads bleed through a little bit to do creepy fog and echoes a little bit too echoey and that kind of thing as I do the haunted house type effects. Detective.
I was wondering when you were going to show up. He cocks a look your direction, leans his head back a little bit, and just sort of has this shit-eating smirk on his face. So how's the big leagues treating you?
You know, trying to save the entire multiverse before it implodes in on itself. But, yeah.
Well, it sounds high and mighty. What are you doing down here in good old Ferroburg?
Well, it seems that there's an unnatural specter haunting the city and attacking people.
Yeah, you're goddamn right there is. And not just you this time. We need to have a chat. I assume you and your highfalutin friends back there got questions.
Several.
Meet me on the roof in a couple of minutes.
You can borrow the laptop or whatever desktop PC that Tobias had. That might help speed things up some.
Yeah, I guess I gotta give it to you now that you're in the goddamn Freedom League. I didn't know they let anybody in there. Couple of minutes, I'll be up.
Very well.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. He definitely doesn't like you.
He's a dick.
No, that wasn't the nicest person when I was here.
And And after a few minutes, Detective Tanner will meet you guys up on the roof. He's got the laptop under one arm. He's got a cup of coffee in one hand, and he's got a donut on his pinky.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Sorry I didn't put a light up here or anything. We ain't exactly got heroes of our own here in the Berg. Who is everybody? I don't think I recognize some of you from the papers."
You should recognize.
I recognize Bowman. He points at Resident.
And Overdrive.
Yeah, that's that West Coast fella, ain't it? Johnny, not so quick, I hear.
Hey, Gemma's body says.
Was that your boyfriend or something?
I just
Something.
have respect for my colleagues, which is something you should try. Jerk.
Yeah, you're right. If you guys can overlook a murderer, I should probably, cut you all some slack, right?
What do you mean by that?
Spooky over there. He didn't tell you about the his sowing his wild oats here in Ferroburg. Back when he was Deathgate. He made that name match.
We know about his past. He's changed.
Nobody changes.
Apparently nobody in Ferroburg.
You are.
Shut up.
We all changed.
On a regular basis.
Some more than others.
Well, I'm sure you and Detective or DA Cartwright would agree, but
Well,
things are different now.
things are different now. A little different, a little bit the same. But I assume you're here because of the ghost stuff.
Yeah. There's a gentleman by the name of Hexenhammer who's kidnapped at least one person, probably attempting to kill others.
I ain't heard much about a fella named Hexenhammer, but there's a whole mess of ghost stuff going on. And I thought this Tobias character might be tied into it. And his freak show back at his apartment.
He definitely is. He is currently the host for a Puritan ghost who likes to hunt down other ghosts and doesn't care who gets caught in his way.
Why couldn't a superhero for Ferroburg been the Raven or something? Bring all this crazy shit with you everywhere you go, you ghost fucker. And he grabs the computer and passes it over to Bowman/Resident.
Resident will take it and kind of give him the squinty look when he says ghost fucker.
Feelings.
And we'll turn and pop the laptop open to start working with it.
I went through his files. He's talking about some kind of absolution. He works. Oddly enough, he does mention a ghost by name, but you saw to it that name can't possibly be the one that he said. He said he got the idea from Dr. Necros. But you killed Dr. Necros, ain't that right?
You're correct. I killed him. Unfortunately, sometimes evil doesn't stay dead.
So, Dr. Necros is back, I guess. And this Tobias character, he ain't the first issue we've had here in the city.
What else is going on?
Well, there was reports of spectral activity at the Riverside Hotel. A couple of homeless folks stopped by and said that there was a spirit there terrorizing everybody who came within a 2-block radius of that hotel. We sent a couple of unis out there to take a look, just to make sure that they weren't crazy, since, you know, ghosts exist or whatever. And, well, a couple of the uniforms got killed and the rest of them ran back to the precinct. It's been a mess. It's a real angry ghost.
They give a description, any reports, anything at all?
Well, the one feller, he said, well, this is going to sound crazy, but he said it was the ghost of Solomon Lawrence. And, Jonesy, I would like for you to make a Ferroburg villains check.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. 21.
21. Solomon Lawrence is the name of one of Ferroburg's most notorious serial killers. He operated a hotel during the World's Fair in Ferroburg in the mid 1800s, and killed a bunch of the people who were patronizing his hotel, which had been turned into an amusement park of horrible serial killer proportions. Lots of secret doors, lots of passageways that led into people's rooms, and a fully operational crematorium in the basement. He died violently when the police holed up his hotel and basically smoked him out. They rebuilt the part of the hotel that was destroyed, and for the last few hundred years it's been a relatively safe establishment, other than showing up on a couple of episodes of Ghost Adventures and Surreal Estate. You have a Into the Idiot Box flashback.
See, issue 27. Oh,
29, but you were close.
Darn.
still close.
Yeah. Well, 27 was... Okay, 27 is when you guys went into the Idiot Box as, like, the cliffhanger. But I don't think Surreal Estate showed up until 29.
Considering I was trying to do that for off memory, that was...
It was very good. Very good.
And it's just Solomon? Or are there others?
Not that the cops saw.
And any of the sightings?
Well, there's been a couple of other spirits roaming around Ferroburg causing trouble. But I'm still collecting specifics about them. Seems like in 5 different points of interest around town.
Of course there are.
Coincidentally, in the same spot as the Soul Vault markers.
Of course there are.
But the Riverside Hotel is in the direction of the one that is in the correct place, and it is fully flowing the right way it's supposed to be. From when you flew up and looked around. And Tanner sort of looks at you and says, "That's the lead I've been working from, but I've been trying to figure out what happened to this Tobias guy. He says Dr. Necros came to him a few months ago and put the idea in his head of creating this great vault."
Look over at Mortis. Dr. Necros hasn't been alive that long. Back alive that long.
Depends on how he got out.
You thinking time dilation?
I'm definitely thinking time dilation. It's happened before with Jason.
Fair.
Just went the other direction that time.
I think Bowman will take the the spy arrow and stick it in and download all the data from the computer to send it back to the bow computer.
Bowman, no disrespect, but wouldn't it be easy if you just had like a flash drive?
Yeah, it would.
Flash drive taped to a stick.
You could put it in a pocket. You got so many pockets on your belt.
Yeah,
What are you keeping there?
I
Tic
know.
Tacs?
Caltrops.
Sounds pokey.
Generally.
But that's about all the information I got so far. I've been
Well,
chasing
at
down
least-
leads.
There's probably four other hotspots about to flare up.
Great. As much as it pains me to say it, you do have the full support of the Ferroburg PD. Whatever we need to do, we are happy to help the Freedom League.
We need to put a lid on this.
I agree.
Okay. Thank you, officer. And he'll return the... Gemma will return the laptop to him.
Yeah, I'll dig through, see if I can find anything. If you all find anything, let me know. Keep me in the loop.
Yeah.
The other hotspots are probably also going to have supernatural activity, so it might be risky if you go near them. So, just make sure that the officer is taking precautions.
Think I should loop in Aegis? They got a local branch here.
If they do, then it couldn't hurt to loop them in.
All right, I'll keep them under advisement. Good luck out there.
You think we should go deal with Lawrence first, Mortis?
Time check. Like, what do you think Hexen would have made it back to the city yet?
I mean, we got here. We got here so quickly.
I'll be right
If he
back.
didn't have any other way of getting here, we'd probably have a couple of hours, maybe.
For all we know, he wasn't even heading back to church. He may have been heading back to wherever Necros has set himself up.
Yeah. Why a Soul Vault over Ferroburg, or with the magical outline?
Don't know. And that's what has me worried.
Because there's a lot of bad spirits stored in there, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, originally he wanted the Soul Vault was because original plan was for Necros to, rip my soul out of my body and so that Nick could have a place to move to. Nick was dying of cancer. Eventually he did die of cancer.
Right. You don't think he's trying the same thing, do you?
Part of me is worried he's going to try to take the whole city to the underworld instead.
Seems... I don't know. It seems weird. Like, what does he gain from that?
I don't know.
we at least go take care of the rampaging one. Makes the city a little bit safer.
Definitely. I mean, he was bad news when he was in the land of living. Now he's got, unearthly powers as being a ghost. So.
Gemma will look at Overdrive in her body and go, so for ghosts, I usually stick with fire, which is the fire opal, and as I'm reading through things real quick, or the lapis lazuli. Both of those I know can affect spirits.
Thanks.
So what's the battle plan?
Gotta go deal with the ghost of Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think as the first space.
Cool. Well, as our heroes race off to the Riverside Hotel, I think that is probably a great place for us to call it an evening this week. So I know that was a lot of investigating, but I wanted to give people a chance to get used to their new bodies and
Before you murder us in them. I mean, what?
Investigate.
Investigate and give Bowman a chance to shine a little bit because that's what Bowman's good at.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
As as seen by everybody asking Bowman if they were good detectives.
Yeah, I guess that, I don't know why, but
It works. It works.
world's okayest detective.
T-shirt.
Yeah, next week we will head to the Riverside Hotel and we will deal with the ghost of Solomon Lawrence, and it is going to be a trip. Dr. Necros is up to something.
I believe you mispronounced trap.
Well, you know. Overturia will have a chance to punch somebody really fast in the face.
Yay.
It's going to be so good. In the meantime, we do have some other shows coming up. This Tuesday, we will be... City of Destiny will be back. I will not be here for it. I have an author event. If you are in the Columbus area and want to come to Wagnall's Memorial Library, I will be talking about The Magician's Sin and the upcoming sequel, The Titan's Gambit. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. That's at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. City of Destiny will be on here at Twitch. Our heroes will be heading off to a music festival, if I remember correctly, to help Keone discover some more about her mysterious past. And then Thursday we'll have a new blog post. Friday our new YouTube episodes will be available on the website. And we'll be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Another friendly reminder that on the 26th we have the culmination of our Suicide Squad live stream that we did for Gen Con. We'll be finishing that as the heroes go up to the Watchtower to go recover the Splinter virus before the Justice League finds out that Amanda Waller is the one behind its construction. So it'll be fun. And we have a dead Flash and a puddle on the ground to immediately answer for. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to give everybody a chance to plug anything else they want and say goodbye, and we'll get out of here. Starting with Kevin.
Yeah, well, I think Alex has sort of hit the highlights reel of what to be here to check out. So just carve yourself out some time for that. Thanks for joining us tonight as we switch things up again. We'll be back next week. Over to you, Josie.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. So, other than that, there's an Expanse bundle holding currently going on for Green Money for charity. So if you're interested in the Expanse at all, RPG, which is based off the books, by all means check it out. It's a good cause. So on that, I'll turn it over to Kat.
Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry I've been so low energy today. I'm like so exhausted. But I appreciate you being here and watching on YouTube. And if you have any questions for like the cast or anything like that, leave them in the comments on YouTube and we'll be happy to answer them. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. So Andy.
Yep. Thank you all for joining us for another rollicking superhero adventure evening. Come back tomorrow for more of that, and we'll see you next week. Calvin?
All right, yeah. Thanks again for watching. It was really fun to do this body swap thing, and I always love talking to Jason. He always seems to know more than he really should because he's incredibly smart. So
Or he's a bad guy.
Or he's the GM.
no, not again.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir.
Spoiler
but as
alert,
always,
Jason is Sophie's little brother.
oh,
Dun, dun.
The
that
twist.
would be
Here
pretty
it comes.
sweet,
You,
actually.
you joke about that, but
Well, if you want to see if that's true, be sure to keep watching. Otherwise, again, I'm over on the Win with Dice channel on YouTube, doing a bunch of gaming stuff. If you want to see me be mad at Mass Effect for like a half hour, be sure to watch the stream from Sunday because I got real frustrated.
What
But
happened?
it was fun. Mako stuff.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. Mako. Yeah, but again, thank you everybody for tuning in. It's almost been a year that we have been on this. That we've been on this Netherwar journey, so we appreciate you sticking it out with us. This was episode 45, so we have 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 7 more episodes too. It's been a year. And we are cruising right along. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. Make good choices.